just like whatever like emotions I am feeling, just like I just let myself feel them and like process it pretty much, within that moment. Yeah, if it's like a little bit more extreme and like heightened emotions, yeah, I'm gonna take my time, kind of let it do what it do. And even like through that process, I feel like just getting back to doing what I love helps me kind of rethink and like figure like realign things. Right. And like also to speak and like what you were saying earlier too, my bad. I mean, I cut you off, but like just when like you're trying to make time for friends, I think like a true testament to that is like knowing that's all love. Yeah. You know what I mean? Just like at the end of the day, like it's all love, and if like they can appreciate that, then like they're meant to be in your life.
Yeah. Right.
Welcome to QFM Podcast. You got your man Giffy here. We got
Kenny J. What's good?
Thank you so much for listening. We got a special guest, man. Introduce yourself, man.
Yeah, JHicks right here.
Okay. JHicks, you see what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
Tell me, what do you do and like what are you, I guess, where are you trying to look forward to?
Yeah, that's a great question, actually. I mean, I feel like I do a lot. I do a little bit of photography. I make music or vocal record, as opposed to making music. But event management, putting together a festival, done a couple festivals so far right now. And I just try to stay involved, Like I love networking and just staying busy, honestly.
Right. What makes you have so much energy to involve yourself in all these different types of platforms? Because you do music, you do photography, you do festivals. So what made you kind of like have that energy to do that kind of all at once?
Yeah, honestly, just art. Like I love art for what it is. Art is like my passion. That's why I got into marketing. It's why I take pictures. Why I do all this. I paint. So
you do all that. That's crazy. I didn't know
that. yeah. Dabble and dabble.
Right.
So how long you been doing it for?
What per se?
Okay, so good question. So, what was the first thing that kind of like connected the dots to make you get more into like the entertainment space?
That's a great question. So I started off, my very first business was I was making shirts called Shape Your World. Hand pressed everything, made all the designs.
Like the ones they do at the kiosk at the mall.
Yeah. Just a little bit cheaper. Yeah.
There you go.
Discount.
Yeah. Sounds like.
Yeah. So that like did its thing. I was fortunate enough to get on like 2 magazine covers for that, and then that's when I started picking up photography. I was like, I can start taking pictures of like my models for my t-shirt business. So that's how I started to blend that. I've always wanted to make music. I never told anybody like I wanted to make music. So once I started doing that realm, like, okay, we can really piece this together and make sure it's all under one umbrella, if that makes sense.
I guess like what are the connections within that? Like I think that's like kind of hard for a lot of different people. You sound like Kanye West in a way. Cause like, and I'm not saying because of his beliefs, but I'm saying like when he was young, he did art and then now he's doing music. He knows how to do a lot of stuff. So it's like, do you think that can be overwhelming to do all those things all at once, kind of?
No, it definitely is a little overwhelming at times. And what I just tell myself and what helps me get through it is this is just preparing me for the life that I'm going to live later.
Right.
When it's really full on and when I kind of have everything going. But in a sense, I feel like this is just the groundwork. These are the bricks. And then once, I do reach my goals, that's going to free up more time.
Right.
So right now, still working the 9 to 5 and 6 to 12.
Right.
So it's like then I can focus on my 6 to 12 and have that be my 10 to 8. I mean, or whatever.
Nice. Yeah. Do you usually build like a 5-year plan to a 10-year? Or like, I guess, what does that end goal look for you?
Yeah, I mean, definitely the end goal, I would say, is just, success looks like a lot of different things to different people. It can mean a lot to different people. So, but I say that to not be cliche, but to be successful. And I feel like for me, what that means is, reaching my goals. So eventually I want to open up my own restaurant, have my own marketing agency, be doing tours, for music or just really connecting. And I want to get into photojournalism as well too.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So it's kind of keeping it within the same realm, but because I feel like everything
different.
fuse into each other in a sense.
It sounds different.
Yeah.
Like all of it can connect, but I feel like it's a little bit more, I'm not gonna say a reach, but it was like it connects in some sort of way in a sense.
Yeah.
But they sound kind of different. Like they sound really, really different.
Yeah, absolutely. And the way I kind of look at it, so I make edits too as well for like other people. I see that in the sense of, okay, let's say if I need to shoot a music video, I can creative direct my own music video.
Right,
You know what I mean? So I wouldn't have to rely on anybody else to try to fill out my vision.
Right.
In a sense. So that's how I feel like that connects. And just within like, I don't know, even to like with shirts, being able, I could take pictures for my company or just making it make sense. Cause I have thought about that too. I was like, I'm starting to spread myself thin, but I feel like now I've gotten to an age and a point where it's like everything is just in line. If anything else were to fall in the bucket, it will still be in this.
It's going to be going to the same thing.
Exactly.
Okay. Yeah.
I feel that. So is it just you, or do you have like a team that you're building up right now?
Oh, no, it's just me.
All right.
Dolly.
Yeah, but I mean, a lot of it really is networking though. Because like in some of the projects I do or bring to life, like I'm going to be working with other people most of the time.
Yeah, collaborating and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So like what obstacles do you feel like you go through? Because like mind you, you're doing multiple things. So that's even multiple obstacles. So like what are some that you experience in this journey?
Honestly, just time management.
Yeah.
Like when I was younger, really getting into it, I'm like, okay, this is like, how am I going to manage all this? But just with, just day to day living like your experience and taking that for what it is has like kind of helped me to figure out everything. So now it's more scheduled. So let's say if I have an important task that's due by Saturday, but I have, let's say, another task I need to finish by Friday, it's just figuring out how to appropriate your time.
Right.
That's the biggest hurdle.
That sounds so professional. That sounds so professional.
Yes.
Nah, that's your best friend growing up.
Literally, they were
Like,
not lying.
I think like past high school, time management is
It's crazy. Yeah. Because go ahead.
Do you guys have like planners or anything like
Oh,
that?
absolutely.
Like, yeah,
I got an Excel spreadsheet. I use Teal now.
Okay.
That's like the Bible
The best
right there.
thing for
Yeah.
Explain that platform.
So it's like a Chrome extension to where it's like Excel, but it's like a 2.0 version. So when I was applying for jobs, it was like 3 different tab sections. You got the bookmark ones where you're planning to apply for them, the applying, like ING, the applied, the ones that you already applied to, interviewed, offer, and then the one that says accepted. So literally, I would put all the job applications that I want to apply to in the bookmarks or applying.
Yeah.
Once I applied it, I switch it over, get the phone call. That's like I'm in the interview section. And depending on if I'm getting accepted to the second or the third round, then I would either disregard it if I didn't get accepted, or if I get put the offer, I would like switch it over. But I mean, long story short, it did keep up with a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
And it's not just for like applying for jobs. It's that you can use it for other stuff too, like events and stuff.
Yeah, no, that's perfect, honestly. So it really just like lays it all out for you. You still have to like manipulate like what goes into it though, correct?
Yeah.
And then it just kind of like lays everything out for you.
Yeah, and you can like
That's
add
awesome.
notes, links to like a situation like how the job went, what they're looking for the said role, and then I think even for your marketing standpoint, you can like put it in for like clients that you talk to. Where is it going? Are you in the negotiation stage? Like, yeah.
So that's what your job, right? You get to you're able to kind of like, is that for your job or is that?
I mean, I use it for my job sometimes.
Okay.
Yeah. But for my job portion, what I do is, so I talk with like legal firms.
Okay.
So like depending on like what type of legal they go into, like estate planning or personal injury, trust, what are some other things, like insurance. Like I would, put it into like a certain category, and depending on the conversation I had with them, it will go to either like negotiation or like accepted.
That sounds pretty like good. Like I feel like just creating that structure is definitely important.
Yeah.
Especially for that. For me, I have like a mental note of everything.
Yeah.
So I don't really need a planner. I do like for this interview, I had it in my planner because I just want to make sure. But I feel like that's for other people, just in case they want to be notified. But for me, it's like I have kind of a mental note on what I want to do, but it's not specific. Yeah. So it creates a little bit of flexibility for me. So
for me, I need. Oh, my bad.
No, go ahead. Yeah.
No, I was saying for me, I need reminders. So I need to like put something on the calendar saying, okay,
this guy.
Because I'm gonna forget. I'm gonna
That's
definitely
funny
forget.
because I started off the same way. I was like, just like you, Gifted. It's like, like typically I'm pretty good. It's like, I remember, we got this locked in. But then I was like, actually, I do need to start writing this down just in case.
Right.
I was like, wait a minute, am I doing something? Because like I literally forgot like we was having this interview, and then I texted him saying like, hey, I know we got something planned because I put it in my calendar, but like, what time was it again?
Can't put my finger on it.
Yeah, I remember like, oh my God, like I make sure. So it's like I feel like if you forget, it could be so many things in your mind in a sense. So I definitely understand adding that schedule. I might need to do that. I'm
telling you, man, Teal's the next big thing.
So I would say like what factors, because you said like you got your obstacles, which is time management, right?
Yeah.
So were there factors for you being influenced or for you to create a better time management schedule? Like what factors? I'm sorry.
That's a great question. Honestly, I would just say life.
Yeah.
Like just life really happens, and life doesn't tell you when she's going to start lifing. So it's like trying to manage all these unexpected things where it's like, well, if I already know what I have to accomplish and get done, if like Sally Mae runs into my mailbox, like I'll be able to handle that and still know what I got to do left. You know what I mean? And just kind of work around with whatever's left at that point,
Right. Because I think like the biggest thing is like just life in general, and I definitely understand that. I was gonna say like when we were young and kids and going to school, and then home. That's it.
Life was just simple.
That's it.
But you know what's funny? We made things more complicated than what it had to be.
Right.
More for no reason.
You'd be like, cool, go to school. You talk to your little crush or something, go home. Then you chill for the whole entire day. Yeah. And you have a lot of time, right? Yeah. But then now I'm thinking like, dang, I gotta work. Fuck, I gotta do this.
I'll even say this, so like in college, like that was when we were starting to get busy, but it wasn't life busy.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
It's college busy.
It's like you go to class and you're in class for maybe like 2-ish hours. And then for like the rest of the day, you might have another class after that. But after that, you kind of have like a bunch of time.
Right.
So that might be either work, student organizations, or like just doing your own thing.
Sports or
something. But the way I say that it's very simple was because we didn't have to worry about like the pressures of what life had to bring after post graduation. Because I guess the things that we had to worry about was like, okay, we gotta get good grades.
A, B, and C. That's it.
Make sure we like submit this project on time. Make sure that our graduation is still on point. But like graduating, we're more concerned about, okay, what's our future gonna look like? How are these bills looking?
Right.
Where are we gonna stay? Et cetera, et cetera.
Right.
All these bills. The bills is definitely the biggest thing. And honestly, kind of like. Not necessarily on the adverse effect, but I feel like college, for me at least, like really kind of set that stone or really kind of painted that picture of what life was going to be like. Because, I played basketball in college, so I had that.
Tall.
I used to play a little tennis now, but so it's like having to do that. Wake up for film at like 6 a.m. So like, let's say if we get out rebounded, we're like. In the classroom, 6 a.m., go work out, go to class, come back, work out again, do homework. At this point, I had just started up my clothing brand.
Okay.
Do my homework, then work on my brand, talk to my girlfriend, hang out with her, and then just do it all over again.
Right.
And still paying for my apartment too. So it was like, it did feel like, okay, this is what life could look like in a sense, but we're just out all the rest of the bills.
Right.
But it's like, it's so interesting though, because I feel like that's what college is becoming more so nowadays, is more of just like that that experience.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah, you getting a degree, but it's like, I mean, at this kind of day and age, if you're a good networker, you can get any job.
Pretty much.
You know, I mean, if you know how to talk
or
to
if you
people,
get like certified in a certain skill, then like you can make good money.
Right.
Unless you're going
Absolutely.
to school for like some kind of STEM job or being a lawyer or a doctor, then most of the things that you learn in college can be outsourced.
Right,
Exactly.
right. I mean, I think, you know, college kind of like teaches you just about how to network with people.
Yeah.
I feel like
Yeah.
for me, like I remember like when I first went to UNCG, I was like, I got my podcast here, and I really didn't know anything. Like I knew how to do the audio, but like the videos and stuff, I didn't know. And I said it in front of my class, and like I made them sign a whole slip, giving me their number and then interested in stuff like that. So my
That's smart.
beginner podcast, I had some people, but like I just think like it kind of teaches you kind of like the networking things, especially the social aspect too. So I mean, and then now growing up, you don't even have time to be social now. You got to really make that time. You see what I'm saying? Which is
Yeah.
crazy.
absolutely.
So speaking of school, you're doing a little event going on, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Flip the City Festival.
Flip the City.
Going on July 26th, 3 to 8 p.m., Durham Central Park. Yeah, it's going to be a good time. We're going to have
Nice.
DJs there, live DJ set, inflatables, so something for the kids, free food, and it's going to be free entry too. So,
Oh shoot. Okay.
yeah,
Okay.
all we ask is just, you know, if you want to bring some school supplies, and or if not, you know, just come by and just vibe. You know, but that's
Nice.
really what we're doing it for. Just putting it on for the kids, putting it on for the local community, and just giving back to the community that gave so much back to us. You know,
Right.
Nice.
Right. Right.
And was this like your first time hosting an event like this?
This will be my second festival.
Okay.
Yeah,
Nice.
yeah. First one I worked out with some people in Greensboro actually, 4E Entertainment,
Oh.
and we brought out Big Yavo, and we was over at Danville, Virginia. That was good, and then got the experience. I booked Key to perform at 4E. Key Flippin', she's an up and coming artist. That's who we're kind of putting this on together with, along with her label too.
Shout out to her. Yeah.
Right, Reclusive Entertainment.
Nice.
Y'all go check in. But so she came up to me. She was like, yeah, you know, I'm kind of thinking of something back in the city. I'm like, oh, the city, like I'm all ears. Like, it don't matter what it is at that point. Like, so yeah, it was just, I just started getting to work on it. And now it's like, it's getting here. It's like, I can kind of breathe. I can't fully breathe just yet because it's not Saturday, but it's like, you know, hey,
Right.
it's
Right.
next week at this point.
Right. Exactly. You got to book Cashavelli.
Shout out to Cashavelli. Shout out to
Yeah.
Cashavelli. He's like a boosty of our podcast. So like
Word.
he comes every now and then.
Yeah.
We did like a music video with him as well.
Oh, that's
So
hard.
It was fire. It was definitely
hard.
my first one. It felt great. Didn't know how to dance with that. But like, what made you have that festival? Like, what was kind of like the reason why that you did that?
Yeah. So I mean, like I mentioned, Key, she reached out to me, given my experience with, you know, putting together an event of that magnitude. So yeah, it's like she just reached out to me. And yeah, you know, she's fan. Like I've known her since like we were freshmen in high school. You know what I mean? So like that's real family type. So she just reached out. We was like, okay, let's see what we could do. She mentioned that it was going to be a back to school event. And we was like, yeah, you know, like, well, let's just go ahead and make it free. Your last name's Flip the City. You know what I mean? So everything just kind of started falling into place. In that sense.
Right.
That's hard. I like that name.
Right. Keep Flipping. It was a fire name. I like
Right.
that. I like that. So, and she's definitely cool as well. So, I was going to say like I would say just the aspect, right? You told I kind of like I would say like how it's introduced, right? But you're
Yeah.
just giving back to the community and such.
Yeah.
So do you feel like, I would say like for back to school, do you feel like you see that a lot to where people are giving back to the community and such? Like what is your purpose on giving back to the community?
Yeah. And I guess to kind of speak a little bit on what you were saying earlier, just like the sense of community.
Okay.
So we've been welcomed with like so much, not like, I don't want to say praise because that's
And who's we?
like the community.
Okay.
Or like the community has shown so much love and interest to our team.
Okay,
And, like,
okay,
for
got you,
putting on
got
the
you.
festival.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
you know.
I was trying to figure out the
Nice,
we.
nice.
Yeah, I got you.
Absolutely. And yeah, just because, you know, it is something that's for the community. It's not even for us. Like if we make $0 off of it, like I could care less. You know what I mean? Because it's like, that's not what it's about. And so just going in with that mindset and just that headset has been so rewarding in a sense because we have gotten so much interest and just, I mean, I want to say we're like 16, 17 sponsors right now.
Wow. Okay.
So it's like, it's amazing, you know, to feel. And it wasn't even that much of like, hey, you know, we're putting this together. It was like, you know, we kind of got it out there. And then that's when everybody, So it's been awesome to see.
Right.
I'm not sure if that answered your question.
But no, like because I was just trying to figure out. You say we, right? And I wanted to kind of dig into it and just talk about the community aspect, right? Because you said they've been so welcoming. Has it been people to where they kind of, I would say, like not disrespect your dream in a sense, but has people backed away from it, and how have you handled that?
Yeah, no, that's a great question. I mean, yeah, I think that comes with any type of event that you put on. You know, people are going to be a little on the fence and a little bit, you know, and it's also your first event. I don't know if I want to be a part of that, but it's like, you know, that's totally fine. You know what I mean?
He said, "Fuck them. We're gonna do us."
See, thank you. It's like that Key and Peele skit where it's like the president and the translator.
Right.
Thank you for being my translator. You feel me? But yeah.
Oh wow! I just got that analogy. Wow.
Yeah. So I mean, it's just like like.
Okay, and that's
we're still gonna do
too.
a good event.
That's really hard too, and that's really great that you say that. Is just because like when you're trying to do something good, it usually kind of people don't really believe it. You get what I mean? They don't really believe the vision, or they think it's a scam, or really anything like that, or they think that is not even worth going, right? So it's like I was just going to say like just you saying that, and I'm saying it in a fuck them if they don't do it, but I'm just saying like either way is like that's good that you handle it in kind of like in a mature manner, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. Because you know, I mean, what it comes down to is just remembering the end goal.
Right.
You know what I mean? Just keeping that in focus, and then everything in between is just the journey that was meant to happen.
Right.
You know what I mean? But we're still going to get to our end journey if you're a part of it or not. We would love to have everybody be a part of it, but I mean, naturally that just doesn't happen. And I believe that's okay. All we can do is our best.
Right.
Hit or miss. Yeah. So, you always saying that you have like different avenues that you're, branching out to, which is fantastic. I would say nowadays I've noticed how people really emphasize work-life balance. Is that like a concept that you really abide by because of your different avenues, or like what's your take on that?
Yeah, no, I believe that's a good question, and it is kind of like a hot topic now for like the past like 5 years, really. Especially after COVID too, people have really been like, I need to have this type of balance. But honestly, I did believe that before. Yeah. But now I think it's just like, I don't want to say like, I feel so far removed from just trying to create that balance. And now it's just doing it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like forget whatever balance it may or may not be. That's can't stop me from trying to accomplish what I'm trying to accomplish.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like, obviously still need to make sure I'm taking care of, like, got my bills paid, car insurance, like all that. But at the end of the day, it's just like the work is the work, and the work needs to get done. So
right.
Just got to do it.
Right.
It's got to lock in.
And that's a good question too, to be honest, just because like there's always that, like now you see a lot more people working from home, right? Especially like a lot of jobs, so where you don't really need to be there for you to be able to do your work. So it's like you say, like you just do it instead of worrying about it, right? So it's just like, do you be all over the place to where you don't necessarily have time for yourself, or do you just go and do whatever and not really concerned with it?
Yeah, I think it kind of just comes with the flow of life, honestly. So let's say like after work, I mean, I really don't do too much outside of just like working. You know what I mean? So like either I'm working my 9 to 5 or I'm working on what I love. Yeah. Like it's rare that like, obviously, y'all, we've had our times together. That's like on the weekends.
Yeah. And Glenny.
So like that's that. But it's like outside of that, like, I mean, like either I'll tell you like, I'm about to like
go into the studio.
Yeah.
At the studio.
Or like I'm at a photo session or something, like, you know what I mean?
I got time for y'all normies.
But it really be like that though. But it's like I feel like for me, it's not like, of course, doing what you love may be a little bit subjective, but it's like when you focus on that work, you don't really get to spend time with people you care about, or you don't really get to really process what's going on during the or after that particular day.
Yeah.
Do you feel like you'd be like, dang, bro, I don't even got time to process what's been going on throughout the day? Like, do you ever think about that?
I feel like in that sense, I just try to stay very in the moment.
Okay,
you know what I mean? So like whatever
no,
emotion,
in a good way, really. Like
yeah, just like whatever like emotions I am feeling, just like I just let myself feel them and like process it pretty much, within that moment. Yeah, if it's like a little bit more extreme and like heightened emotions, yeah, I'm gonna take my time, kind of let it do what it do. And even like through that process, I feel like just getting back to doing what I love helps me kind of rethink and like figure like realign things.
Right.
And like also to speak in like what you were saying earlier too, my bad. I mean, I cut you off. Like just when like you're trying to make time for friends, I think like a true testament to that is like knowing that's all love.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just like at the end of the day, like it's all love, and if like they can appreciate that, then like they're meant to be in your life.
Yeah.
Right. Has it been friends to where they're like, bro, you too busy, bro. I don't think I could talk to you no more.
Nobody's outright said that to me, but
I've seen
homies. Yeah, I've seen homies kind of duck off and like they'll hit me up. I'm like, I'm like over here in like Chapel Hill, or like I'm in like Charlotte doing da 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 da. And like, okay, it's time. I'm like, my bad. I'll be like, keep hitting me up though. Like I would love to, or like I think that's what it comes down to is like realizing that like you got to reach out to.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? That's how you keep those relationships going. So it's not just feels like it's a one-sided thing.
Yeah.
And it can be hard too. Go ahead.
Yeah. No, I was going to say, like, I totally agree because, like, I even have a friend that's just like that too, where I just realized, okay, you know what? Whenever he's free, he's going to hit me up, and then vice versa.
Yeah. Right.
And it's not because, like, he's ducking. It's just, like, he's locked in, or he just needs to save up for the funds. Or he's just like out of town at that specific time.
That means be going everywhere. I'm like, bro, like,
shout out Jordan, though. That's my guy, though.
Yeah, bro. What's going on? But go ahead.
Oh no, I mean, I was just going, and that's just so real because it's like we're also hitting that age too. It's like, I mean, I was just at a wedding like yesterday. You know what I mean? Like we got our friends, they're getting married, they're having kids too. So it's like if they're not locked in on something, they got a family.
Right. They doing stuff. And I think like now it's just like I feel like all this kind of stems down to time management and what you do with that time. And it's like of course when we're young we're like, yo, you're going to school after that, you get to hang around with people that don't really care, right? Reality wise, or you're talking with a girl that you're all that time is spending on these people that may not care. You see what I'm saying? But then once you grow up, you're like, bro, get out of my face. Like, why are we spending time? What are we doing right now?
I ain't got time for this. Yeah.
Or I'll be like, hey, yo. Or like, there's some people that, like, me and my brother kind of differ. Like, he's like, how come there's people doing us? Bro, if they want to hit you, that's fine. I'm going to do me regardless.
Yeah. Regardless.
If I call you, value it. If not, I'm just be minding my business. Just living life and putting that time into people that really earn that time with me. Right?
Yeah,
so it's like, I just think that just, I think it's like really cool that you're having that time to give back to the community. And that's something that doesn't really get talked about. You get a lot of, I remember, what's that freaking motivational person's name? It's Eric Thomas. I think that's his name.
Okay.
So he was like, I think he was doing something against like violence, like motivational thing. And there's kids laughing. He's like, bro, I did this shit for free. These rappers that you like may charge $1 million before they come here.
Easily.
So it's like, as for you, and I think like sometimes when it's given for free, people don't understand how valuable that is. Yeah. You see what I'm saying? So it's like, I think that's really good that you're doing that for sure.
Yeah, no.
Definitely for sure.
And I definitely appreciate that, because it's not like it's easy, but it's like, if that's what makes it easier. You know what I mean? Because you're doing it for that purpose.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, this is like all the minutia and like whatever you may go through is like, yeah, it's going to be challenging, but it's like, I mean, just to be able to see like one kid smile, you know what I mean? It's like makes it so worth it. You know, I mean, like we could serve 1,000 kids, we could serve like 2 kids. I'm like, I'll still be just as happy because like, you know what I mean? It's just like sometimes I mean, especially in the community in Durham, it's like you may not always have that type of support there for you. You know, just like I feel like just being able to provide that and be that influence and creating that memorable moment for them, I think just carries so much more weight than like just the fact that they're actually doing it.
Right,
you know?
right. I think when you said that, it was so crazy that you say that, because when I used to live in New York, there was this thing called it was called swag.
Okay.
So it's called Stop War Against Guns.
Ooh,
So every year, I think it would be like every year we would go on a march, just randomly going around the town, and like right after that we would have like some type of fun day at the high school. There'd be bouncy houses and stuff like that, and all that was from then. All that was literally from then. So I just think it's cool that like just giving back to the community is important, because you just don't know. You don't know who that might influence or who that might go back to. Right, so I just really think that I think that's really cool for sure. So I guess like at this event, what are you gonna have? Like you said, what are the sponsors? Like who's sponsoring in particular?
Yeah, so just off the top of my head, No Trading Clothing Apparel, Super Fire Apparel. They have like custom jerseys.
Okay,
kind of like mesh shorts. Super Fire. Ashley Manuel State Farm.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, so we're kind of diverse in it. Bull City Eatery. You know, if you guys need some good Southern food, you know, definitely check them out.
Nice.
Absolutely. I mean, it's got me kind of
right.
Yeah, I'm hoping the mic ain't catching it. But yeah. So I wish I had my list with me though, because you know, there's so many that I could shout out, because you know they're all super amazing. Sylvan Learning. I just posted them today. Shout out to them. And yeah, I mean, just everybody who's just shown love. Bagging It for Kids, they're another great organization. They just had an event last Saturday too, where they were doing something similar and just putting on for the community.
Right.
We've been able to make some really good relationships, and you know, hopefully, all things going well, we can continue doing this every year.
Right.
You know, I think that's definitely the main goal. So just from the support that I've seen so far, I don't think it would be too advantageous to make that claim.
Right.
We'll see.
But these are more like a mixture of like events as for like, you know, you got State Farm, you got all these different things, which is really great as well. I was gonna say, do you have any other questions?
So there was this thing that like T.I. said at one point in an interview, and I thought it was pretty interesting. So he said that, and I'm paraphrasing, when you're on the come up and you have different avenues that you're going across, your attention is divided. So the example that he used is that a girl is trying to be a singer, but here she is having her own fashion brand, modeling, marketing, and I think like also directing too. A fifth one, let's just say that she might babysit on the side, who knows. So she has, the way that he described it is a 30-20, 30-20, where she has 30% focus on one aspect, 20% on another, 30%, 20%, which comes out to 100% attention focus. Do you agree with that aspect of really saying on the come up, it's going to be hard to find success when all your attention is divided, versus when you are situated, you have like the money and the resources to create a team to do that?
Mm-hmm. And you know, I think that's the way you put it is perfect, because I used to deal with that just a lot, so, and just trying to figure out everything. I was like, am I doing the right thing, and like trying to do so much, you know, in a sense. So the way I kind of broke it down was there's music. What I'm focusing on right now is music and pretty much just photography. You know what I mean? So, and obviously like events, I do events right now, but like those are like my main two, just like, hey, this is what I'm focused on right now. So in a sense, it's like, yeah, you definitely need to be locked in on that one thing, because that's how you grow.
Yeah.
You know, but I believe in a sense, at least just for me, I want to do it different. You know what I mean? Like, and just continue to put in like that much more work, because I am going to have to put in that much more work if I'm going to be doing other things. So I really just see it as just like, not necessarily a challenge, but yeah, kind of a challenge. It's just like, yeah, I'm going to continue putting in all like the work that needs to be done, but it's going to be so worth it because once I get there, then hey, like I'll be able to do this and do that. But I mean, it's definitely a challenge and a grind, you know, because you got to have finances, right? Like you got to make sure you're healthy, you know what I mean? All that good stuff. And it's just, if you want to be great at anything, it takes time.
Right.
You know, so I think that's what it all comes down to, and just putting in the work, you know, just regardless. Absolutely.
Mindset, everything.
Dang. So my
Follow
last
up with that, man. What you got to think?
So like my last question is, what advice would you give to your younger self?
My younger self? You know, and that's something I never really thought on. But I think it would just be to continue to stay humble and just stay focused. Like, leave the girls alone. Like, you know what I mean? Like, and just stay for, like, real talk, though. Like, you know what I mean? And this is on some real, like, it's on some real shit. Like, on some other, like, beyond this. But, like, man, like, we're losing the battle to lust. Like, you know what I mean? Like, especially, like, almost as a culture. You know what I mean? You have all these things trying to get at you that are just simply just lustful. And we're losing that battle.
That'd be the number one distraction. That'd be the number one. That'd be the number. And also, I feel like it's great because you're doing it for a selfless reason, but we do a lot of stuff for that pursuit of lust as well.
Yeah,
absolutely.
So even on two of our interviews that we had, and there's something that really, like, Ray, he really spoke to me in this regard. He said, you got to control your lust before it kills you.
Yeah.
So that's something that, like, I'm like, oh my God, like, that made me think a little bit. Each episode made me think of how I would want to improve my life. So I think, like, this one is definitely, like, really good in that regard of just giving back. Yeah. Right? Yeah. So, and then that might be in a way of you giving back. Yeah. So pretty much in a good way. So, got any other questions, guys?
No, that's it.
Okay.
Any last thoughts? Roll out the red carpet. People
Well, do you mind passing me that bag over there?
Absolutely.
Yeah. So these are my nuts.
Actual
really
nuts.
Good nuts.
Actual nuts.
Yeah. Call me if you need a good nut. You feel me?
Oh my God.
Got you. It's on my business card. But yeah, Dinkers nuts.
I got you.
Y'all shout out Dinkers.co. You feel me? Follow us on Instagram.
Get your nuts.
Go get your nuts.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
No, I appreciate y'all for real.
Yeah, of course.
This is awesome.
Yeah, no problem, man. Thank you so much for listening. Please follow us on Instagram. Also subscribe to our YouTube. Please subscribe, listen on QFM Podcast. Have a great day, guys.
We out here.